Hello everyone, I'm Juan Antonio Acevedo and you are watching 1CW. We have a huge show ahead of us, so let's start by taking a look at the lineup. In our opening contest, former friends, now rivals, clash on a hair versus hair match as Mike Z takes on Tommy Fame. And that's right, one of these two men will lose his hair on this episode. Also today, Marshall E. Williams will be in action and he will be defending both the Bulletproof and the Workhorse titles as he takes on Kill Vandu. And in our main event, the Delmarva Sports Network title is on the line as Dustin challenges Miles Millennium for the title. Right now, let's hear a few words from Dustin, challenger for the DSN Championship.
I'm so freaking ready. I've been counting the hours, counting the minutes, counting the days, counting the weeks. A month ago, Miles, you took the easy way out like a coward would after I took you to your limit, after I took everything that you could give me. And of course, like a coward, you did everything you could to injure me, to put me out of action. Strained rotator cuff, sprained labrum, cracked clavicle. I'm still here. And I'm not going anywhere. And I'm so hyped right now. I'm so anxious to get in the ring. I cannot freaking, if I wore a watch, I'd be counting the seconds. I cannot wait. I'm gonna tear you limb from limb. If it's the last thing I do in 1CW, if it's the last thing I do in my life, I'm tearing that belt away from you. That DSN championship is coming home to DST. It belongs around my waist. And you know it does. And that's why last month, you had to smack the referee across his face just to keep it. Took that DQ and ran away like a scolded dog. Well, now we're back in Houston, and you've got to face me one-on-one. And we'll do this as many times as we have to, Miles. We'll do it as many times as we have to. You can only run for so long. Eventually, you've got to stare the dealer in his eyes. Miles, tonight, that belt's coming home to me.
Dustin will be challenging Miles Millennium today in our main event for the Delmarva Sports Network Championship. But right now, let's quickly move on to our opening contest. Mike Z goes one-on-one against Tommy Fame on a hair versus hair match.
Stakes are high in this match. This is hair versus hair between the former associates in the market, Tommy Fame and Mike Z.
Which one do you think would look better bald?
I think Mike Z would look better regardless, so I think that by default he would look better bald. I think Mike Z is a very handsome man.
Now, surprisingly, it's Tommy Fame that asked for this match.
Tommy Fame has what we like to call a delusional optimism when it comes to himself. The market master, the key player, Mr. Irresistible, and yet he cannot even get someone to take his t-shirt.
Mike Z enjoying this.
Mike Z was seduced by the promise of fame, both literally, Tommy, and metaphorically, and has really been finding his way back to himself. This win over Fame, the opportunity to shave Fame's head clean to the skin. I mean, that would be cathartic for Mike Z.
Tommy Fame, so egotistical, he said Mike Z would be nothing in 1CW if it wasn't for Tommy Fame.
To give Fame a little bit of credit, which is hard to do as he gets faked out there by Mike Z, Z was not a champion until taking up with Tommy Fame. With that said, Tommy Fame has largely been a manager here in 1CW, just beginning to branch out as a active competitor. And Mike Z, a well-traveled wrestler who's really been making a name for himself. So it's a bit of a one-sided fight on paper.
But to Tommy Fame's credit, he's actually won matches. Like, he's won.
It has been an astonishing journey to watch Tommy Fame evolve into whatever kind of Pokemon he is. Tommy Fame turned on Mike Z for being ungrateful, his words, but what actually happened is that while Mike Z was out on injury, Tommy Fame stole opportunities from his clients. The first rule of business is don't piss off the person that makes you your money.
Well, we never said that Tommy Fame was a smart man.
Tommy Fame has said that Tommy Fame is a smart man. He literally has said he's the market master. He knows how to play the system. Not able to keep a client, that's for sure. Both Miles Millennium and Mike Z have dropped Tommy Fame like a bad habit.
Mike Z agreed to this match, saying it's the only way that he can finally get Tommy Fame out of his hair.
Potentially, quite literally. He's going to get everything out of his hair if he loses to Tommy Fame. Imagine waking up every morning looking at your chrome dome and having it be a memory that you lost to Tommy Fame.
To be fair, I do wake up every morning looking at my chrome dome.
Sure, but it doesn't remind you of Tommy Fame.
No, it doesn't.
And your public humiliation and failure, at least not as it relates to Tommy Fame. I can't tell you what public humiliation and failure you relate to your own hair loss. That is, again, something I need you to deal with on your own, Mike. Please stop bringing your issues to the desk. Thank you.
Tommy Fame's taking a little bit of control of this match.
Tommy Fame has had a lot of time to watch and scout Mike Z, spent a lot of time on the outside in the corner of Mike Z, so maybe no one is more prepared to defeat Z than Tommy Fame.
Cover.
And of course, well, Tommy Fame going apoplectic, begging the referee to count again and count faster. But
Tommy trying to figure out what he did wrong there. Fists for Mike Z.
Pretty sure the answer was challenge Mike Z to a hair versus hair match. Pretty sure it was try and steal title matches from Mike Z while Mike Z was injured, which of course brings us back to the elephant in the room. Mike Z is possibly still not at 100%.
I think that's a fair assessment. He was out injured for a good amount of time.
And the question isn't if Tommy Fame will take advantage, it's when will Tommy Fame take advantage of that injury.
Well, it looks like Tommy Fame's doing a pretty good job controlling this match. Cover.
Unique positioning by Tommy Fame, who seems to be trying to sneak in a choke. Maybe realized he wasn't going to get the 3 there and decided to do damage instead.
Hey, take away somebody's breath, you take away their ability to fight.
And Tommy Fame giving himself a moment to recover, but possibly leaving Mike Z a little too long there.
Elbows back and forth, knee to the stomach.
These two men do not like each other. It has been a slugfest.
Back elbow by Mike Z. Mike Z looking to make an emphatic statement here tonight.
Mike Z. And now, there we go. We're seeing that knee injury being taken advantage of by Tommy Fame.
Tommy Fame not going for the cover. That could have been a mistake. What's he rolling out of the ring for?
Taking an early victory lap.
Well, in a hair versus hair match, there is something that's been missing so far.
What is that?
Namely the Clippers.
Wresting the Clippers away from Morgan, our ring announcer, and Tommy Fame definitely getting ahead of himself at this point.
I believe you need a 3 count before you can shave someone's head. I could be wrong.
This is an illegal object at this point. And our referee doing exactly what needs to be done, removing the clippers. You only get to shave your opponent's head if and when you win. Mike Z!
Up, down, stunning Tommy Fame. He was not expecting that.
It is the Olympic season, so it is the perfect time for an Olympic slam to put someone down for the count.
Mike Z firing up here, the fans behind him.
Usually the Mike Z guarantee is a move that one day we assure you we'll hopefully see, but tonight the guarantee was that Z would defeat and shave Tommy Fame.
Just leveling him. Mike Z picking him up. DDT!
Right on the top of his head, and soon there might not be any hair to protect the top of that scalp. It's time.
Are we going to see it?
It's time.
Are we going to see it?
It's time. We're going to see it. We're going to find out the greatest mystery in professional wrestling of 2024. What is the Mike Z guarantee? Is it a clothesline? Is it a drop kick? And no!
Stopped early. Northern Lights by Tommy Fame. Not something I ever thought he would pull out. Going up top.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll Pop? How exactly? What exactly is the Mike Z guarantee? It's the greatest unsolved mysteries of our time.
Tommy Fame going back up top. Super kick.
High risk, no reward. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Maybe on top of getting his hair cut, he's going to need dentures after this. Firing up the band.
Mike Z is ready. I don't know if Mike Z has a history as a barber, but hey, maybe it's some on-the-job training he's looking to have.
Cover.
We're going to have a bald princess.
Mike Z.
And the guarantee that mattered most, that he would defeat Tommy Fame. Well, that guarantee has been delivered, and we are going to see what it looks like when Tommy Fame goes from Mr. Irresistible to Mr. Follically Challenged.
Tommy Fame trying to get out of the ring. He doesn't want to adhere to the rules.
Being forcibly restrained. The cavalry is coming.
Out comes Hardy. Out comes the rest. Security.
A chair is being put into the ring, and now Tommy Fame, regretting every decision that brought him to this moment, begging to look at the contract a fifth or sixth time.
They're nice enough to get him a barber's cape.
And Mike Z, with the first few streaks of the trimmers.
Hardy getting in on the action.
Everyone's going to take a turn. Tommy Fame has not made a lot of friends amongst the talent, amongst the crew, amongst the fans. God, it's like he's aged 30 years in an instant.
I wonder what kind of designs they can get in there.
And now the ring announce team having an opportunity for a little bit of payback. What a moment. You are witnessing the end of Tommy Fame's hair, and Mike Z gets to put all of this, the market and Tommy Fame, in the rearview mirror.
Morgan getting a nice picture for Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to continue watching the fun. My name's Mike Fresh. That's Jason Heat. This is 1CW.
As some people might say, Tommy Fame had this well deserved. We'll try to get a word from him later on this episode. Right now, let's hear from Marshall E. Williams, who later on will be defending both the Bulletproof and the Workhorse titles against Keo Vandu.
Here we are today in Houston, Delaware. 1CW Pro Wrestling as I, yours truly, Bulletproof, Workhorse, dual champion. My first title defense. Hey look, today gonna be a good day because I've been on a run. One opponent down, two opponent down, three opponent down, four opponent down. They all lose when they step in the ring with me. So it don't even matter who the opponent is. But you can trust this and bet your bottom dollar. Whoever think they about to come take this title, somebody is going to the hospital.
Later on this episode, Keo Vandu challenges Marshall E. Williams for both the Bulletproof and the Workhorse titles. And just last week, right here in our main event, the 1CW Heavyweight Championship was on the line. Let's take a look.
August is always a great month here in 1CW because it's Sean Hardy's birthday show. Sean Hardy, if I could get you out of the back out here. No, 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 no. There will be no celebration in this ring until the new 1CW champion gets his celebration.
You came out here ready for a celebration. If we're gonna celebrate greatness, I want you to defend it like a man and defend it here tonight, and I do have a challenger for you. He's right here.
This is 1CW on Delmarva Sports Network. Both these men know each other so well. Tucks over, up and down.
And Brian Morris begging off a scam like that again. That's why we brought in Jim Molyneux right here, counting, and only one. I do believe that Brian is a strategic genius, but sometimes he's a hothead too.
Ducks under. Carlson ducks, takes out Jim Molyneux. Carlson's gonna fly.
It's rare we see Carlson leave his feet by his own volition. Christian Darling
Putting Carlson up on his shoulders.
This is a feat.
It's my insurance policy. Christian effing Darling. Right.
Right now, let's hear a word from the 1CW Heavyweight Champion, Brian Morris.
It's not just about overcoming the odds. It's about outsmarting them. I'm not an idiot. I know I have no friends in that locker room. So I hired one for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Christian Darling. Pound for pound, the strongest, the most athletic, and the meanest member of the 1CW roster. And from now on, he's in my corner.
Right now, let's quickly move on to our next contest because Marshall E. Williams defends both the Workhorse and the Bulletproof titles against Keo Vandu.
What has Vandu had to do in the meantime in order to change his fortunes this go-round, Mike Fresh?
You know, he needs to have a lot more explosiveness against the Human Terminator. He needs to be able to outpower him, and that's where I think he has the disadvantage. Keo Vandu, very strong, works out very hard. Marshall E. Williams is just a whole nother beast.
An act of God is Marshall E. Williams. He's not covered by insurance, basically. And in a test of strength, Marshall E. Williams will win 99.9 times out of 100.
Marshall E. Williams, of course, bowled over in a dominant fashion over BT Windsor just a few weeks ago.
The only way that KO Vandu is going to make this work, and he can, let's be clear, Vandu absolutely can, is if he relies on that submission style, if he grabs the leg and never lets it go.
See, that's what I mean. He just bolts through people.
The human Terminator, Marshall E. Williams, is a juggernaut. He has been trucking through the competition.
I was just thinking the same exact thing. Every time he comes at you, it's just like a Mack truck leveling you.
And Marshall E. Williams is once again riding solo. A veteran of the armed forces, he is as tough as they come, a hard man who knows how to make hard choices, meaning he will have absolutely no sympathy for the beating you are about to receive at his hands.
And KO Vandu just getting tossed around like a rag doll.
KO Vandu is a thick man, and now
Cover.
Marshall E. Williams. Marshall has taken a solid 90% of the offense in this match. Vandu's got to clear his head, maybe get outside of the ring for a moment and re-strategize.
Well, that's if he survives this.
Vandu fighting for his life. And there he goes, jackknife, great leverage. And Vandu nearly took it from Marshall E. Williams.
Vandu finally getting a little bit of offense here.
Some of that smash mouth style by Combo XL.
Roll up.
Second attempt and a flash victory. And this kind of shocking. There we go. Make your name, KO. So close to being not only the bulletproof, but also the workhorse champion.
Williams just throwing him down.
Close is only helpful in horseshoe and hand grenades, and it really seems like KO Vandu has been hit with a hand grenade. Oh, God, by Marshall E. Williams.
And that is all she wrote.
Complete dominance. Beyond being a double champion, Mike, this means that Marshall E. Williams continues to be undefeated in singles competition in 1CW.
Earlier on this episode, we saw Tommy Fame lose his hair against Mike Z on a hair versus hair match. Right now, let's hear from Tommy Fame.
My hair, my beautiful hair. I've lost everything. That's just everything. I don't even feel the same. Wait. I know you're having a breakdown. I might have an idea. You know how you're famous, right?
Yeah, Tommy Fame. It's in the name.
Okay. I'm beautiful. Look at me. You know what's that real? Yeah. The fame and the beauty. We can do this forever. And I'll listen to you.
But wait, listen here.
I was.
You have lost every match. So why would I listen to you? No. I'm gonna hear you out, kid. I'm gonna hear you out. But we're doing things my way.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
One condition. Everybody here has turned their back on me and put my head on that map. You gotta promise me you won't turn your back on me. Forever. Forever? Forever.
A lot of powerful alliances are being made right here in 1CW. And now the time for a main event has arrived. Dustin challenges Miles Millennium for the Delmarva Sports Network title. And this match starts right now.
When it was the House versus Team 1CW in a War Games match, Dustin made his return after many months away, a surprise entrant on behalf of Team 1CW, and that really kicked off this rivalry. And I do have some news for you, Mike, if you'll indulge. We haven't seen the House since that loss, and I've been told that unfortunately we lost the house in a tragic house fire. And we're waiting to see if the insurance will pay up, but somehow, some way, only Miles Millennium survived and is named as the insurance payee on the house.
I don't trust Miles Millennium. I think we might find out that might have been a gas leak fire. Dustin Tarr going up top.
From the ashes, Dust Buster immediately by Dustin Tarr.
Quick cover.
This is usually how Dustin Tarr finishes matches. If he hits another one, wham, bam, thank you, it is over.
Dustin Tarr, of course, this is a rematch from last month when Miles Millennium just left about halfway through the match. And of course, Dustin could not win on a DQ.
Well, Dustin was enraged. You can see just how angry Dustin is, the death dealer, the cosplay killer. He's many things, but he has never, on his worst day, run from a fight.
And he's brought plenty of fights to plenty of other people, and that's what he's doing to Miles Millennium right here.
A former tag team champion here in 1CW, Dustin considers himself the last remnant of a dynasty, a family legacy in wrestling that he is holding on. That would be the Tarr dynasty. Miles Millennium.
Just with the disrespect, bouncing his head off of that canvas.
The philosophical fighter knows how to get into your head. He has really wormed his way into the soul of Dustin Tarr. This is the most aggressive and violent we have seen Dustin Tarr ever. That's not hyperbole, that's not exaggeration. In about 2 years of calling Dustin Tarr's matches, this is the angriest I have ever seen him. And now Miles trying to run away again. And some fans actually barring the door. No escape for the madness this time.
You were saying that this is the most aggressive Dustin Tarr that you've ever seen. It's probably also the most pissed off Dustin Tarr that we've ever seen in 1CW.
Well, Dustin returned after taking time away. Dustin said he wasn't in the right state of mind and he needed to mentally and physically refresh.
Dustin blocking the low blow.
But Miles Millennium has an answer to every question. A strategist among strategists, one of the smartest and strangest wrestlers, not only on the roster, one of the smartest and strangest wrestlers, I would say, on the scene. Where Miles uses and discards people. There's a lot of former friends in Miles Millennium's backstory.
Quick cover. 2 count.
It's a pretty good chance that if you know Miles Millennium, he is the skeleton in your closet.
I think that's a pretty fair assessment of Miles. He's just one of the most devious people that we've ever seen in the middle of the ring, using the rope to choke Dustin Tarr.
Dustin likes to say he's the cosplay killer. He goes up and he takes down people who are playing pretend at wrestler, but there's nothing pretend about Miles Millennium. If anything, this is maybe the most authentic version we've ever seen of Miles Millennium.
Just keeps attacking that neck of Dustin Tarr.
Dustin is a veteran. Dustin has had a career that has spanned nearly 20 years. And Miles Millennium has picked a weak spot. And this isn't about winning a match anymore. This is about possibly crippling Dustin Tarr.
Where did Miles pull that move out of? I've almost never seen a twisting neck breaker like that on the ground.
Miles has forgotten more about wrestling than a lot of people ever learn.
If you control someone's neck and someone's head, you control everything that they are going to do. Where the head goes, the body must follow.
And let's be clear, Miles doesn't just study the greats like a Rhodes. You know, Miles doesn't just study the greats like a Harley Race or a Nick Bockwinkel. Miles Millennium studies from Machiavelli. Miles Millennium studies from Nietzsche. Miles Millennium studies from Sun Tzu. This is a man who is a philosophical fighter and uses all of that acumen of warfare and psychological terror over the course of human history to his advantage in the wrestling ring.
Miles just controlling this match. Again, Dustin Tarr, 20-year veteran, came in extremely upset, extremely pissed off, and Miles Millennium's neutralized all that.
Taking out the neck, and now deep cover. And Dustin Tarr continues to fight. This is some of the best shape we've seen Dustin be in. He was very forthright with me at one point. I asked, why did you leave? And he said, he looked at himself in the mirror and he was like, I was ashamed. I was embarrassed of the condition that I found myself in the ring. He has come back lean and mean, but is it enough? Because Miles Millennium is at his peak. Can you say the same, no matter what, about Dustin Tarr? And Dustin with a great missile dropkick. This is the opportunity to go for a cover, and instead, he's choosing to punch Miles in the face.
That's showing he doesn't really care about winning right now. He just wants to hurt Miles.
Sometimes you got to decide what you want. Do you want to win the match, or do you want to punch Miles in the head? Because you can't have both. That may have cost Dustin Tarr. What feels good in the moment does not always get the job done, unless the job is simply to bash that man's brains in. But you can do that in the parking lot.
Dustin Tarr pulling Miles up by his hair. At this point, he doesn't care about the rules.
And that's the thing about Miles Millennium. He gets so far in your head, it might cost him some extra pain. You know, Miles took several elbows to the face, but it saved the match for him. That is how far ahead of the game Miles Millennium is.
Miles up top. Dustin Tarr eating a kick.
Missile defense
Cover.
right there.
That was almost it.
For the first time, Miles Millennium is stunned. It looks like maybe things are not going according to the script he wrote out in his head.
The crowd just as stunned as Miles was.
Miles Millennium is a man at the peak of his powers, mentally, physically. He is dominant.
Goes up, power bomb.
Fantastic job by Dustin Tarr. How did he do it?
It just wasn't enough.
But Dustin launched Miles up, drove him down, immediately got the feet over the shoulders, immediately clasped the waist. You could not say anything critical about how Dustin Tarr approached that moment.
But it just wasn't enough to put Miles Millennium away. How frustrated is Dustin Tarr right now in that ring? We're about to see it.
Bucks Row Beauty. Shades of the Ripper.
This crowd cannot believe what they're seeing right now.
Miles Millennium still unable to seal the deal. And with every kick out, Dustin Tarr showing he still has a lot left in the tank. It is not time to write the last chapter of the Tarr dynasty just yet.
Both men fighting to their feet. Who are we going to see? Up comes Millennium, measuring Dustin.
And Dustin almost daring Miles to take him out. He'll die on his sword.
Miles striking like the snake he is.
This doesn't feel like an this doesn't feel like a victory. This feels like an execution. This feels like a hit at this point. This feels like Miles is cashing in on a contract. Instead, Dustin Tarr catches Miles.
Elbows to the face. Both men trading leather.
Brutal strikes back and forth between Tarr and Millennium.
Both men so tired.
This has been the most valiant performance, the most valiant fight I have ever seen out of Dustin Tarr. Whatever Miles Millennium has unleashed, he may well regret it, because this is a Dustin Tarr that is ready to go. and using exactly what is actually Miles' greatest advantage, that big brain, a headbutt right to the skull. That is metaphor-made offense.
That's metaphor-made offense, but it looks like it might have done just about the job. Tar writhing around on the ground, trying to get up. Miles Millennium getting to his feet quicker.
And we know Miles Millennium is completely satisfied with walking away with a disqualification. This is not how Dustin Tar wants to win this match, and it's not how our officials want to see it end either.
Dustin Tar from behind. This could be it for Miles.
No, it's a low blow. It's a low blow. Every man has a weakness, and unfortunately it lies downstairs.
No, that was not enough.
Dustin Tar fighting with every last breath.
Miles with the cover.
And the Shining Wizard takes it. Miles Millennium retains the DSN title.
You want to talk about reign-defining matches. That was it. When you look back on the DSN reign of Miles Millennium, this match is always going to be on your lips.
And still, DSN champion Miles Millennium. Congratulations on this win. Everyone, that's it for me this week. Thank you so much for watching 1CW. Everyone, have a great day.